that they're setting up another refugee camp near the Channel Tunnel and Eurostar. We are recruiting teachers from Eastern Europe to fill in the gap in our schools. So here we are, on the one hand keeping out asylum seekers, then welcoming in teachers whom we've stolen from countries that need them more than we do. It's becoming like a jungle. I'm getting discouraged. There's a new education white paper out today which calls for more religious schools. Religious schools at a time when all that is going on in Northern Ireland is absolutely mad. Tuesday, September the 11th. My son Hilary rang from Indonesia. I wrote my column for the Morning Star on the security services, went and did a bit of shopping and had lunch. Then I turned on the television to watch the TUC conference from Brighton, where Tony Blair was to speak. And then there was a news flash on BBC One. I turned over, and I heard the incredible news that a hijacked plane had crashed into the World Trade Center in New York, setting fire to it. 18 minutes later, another plane, which was shown on television, crashed into the second tower and burst into flames. The two towers then collapsed onto the street, creating rubble over the whole of that part of Manhattan. Then we were told that the Pentagon had been hit by another hijacked plane, that there was a car bomb outside the State Department, that the White House and the Pentagon had been evacuated, that another plane had crashed in Pittsburgh, and it was thought it might be on its way to attack Camp David in Maryland. Bush, who was in Florida, came onto the television. Blair didn't make his TUC speech. He said in the circumstances he should return to London. I rang Stephen, who was due to go to America at the weekend, and obviously he can't go now. I rang Josh and Lissy, who was terribly upset. I rang Nance, Caroline's sister in Cincinnati, who said she hoped this wasn't a third world war. There is going to be the usual response to terrorism. We must bomb them. We'll never let them beat us, and so on. But in the end, there has to be some re-examination of unsolved world problems. The fact that this attack could be launched is so important. This was a brilliant coordination of low-tech weapons. It shows that smart weapons don't help you. We need some smart politicians. When you're dealing with suicide bombers, threatening to kill them doesn't help. It shows Star Wars is no defence, and that the anti-terrorism legislation is irrelevant. And who was responsible? Was it bin Laden? Well, he was the man trained and armed by America to get the Russians out of Afghanistan. Was it a sort of Timothy McVeigh, the American who did the Oklahoma bombing? Will there be retaliation? I'm sure there will be. Should Britain support the US? I'm sure Blair will. There is total chaos in the global market. Shares are collapsing, the lowest for 4 years. What we need are cool heads, no retaliation, an urgent UN meeting and a bit of dialogue, and to begin thinking about how to plan the recovery of the world economy. And Parliament should be recalled. Those are the thoughts I have in my mind today. In the past, I've seen American planes on television bombing Hanoi and bombing Baghdad and bombing Belgrade, but I never thought I'd see New York being bombed. I think this is going to have a profound effect on the thinking of people about politics and about peace. Thursday, September the 13th. I don't think I've quite taken on board this completely new world that's been created. The United States is going to go all out, possibly with NATO, to invade Afghanistan, try and kill bin Laden, maybe attack Pakistan as well. New York is paralyzed. The American Express building collapsed today, and other buildings are likely to follow. The anger in America is phenomenal. Harper's and Queen was published today with the interview I did with the left-wing actress Saffron Burrows. I must say it looks quite nice. Ian Duncan Smith has overwhelmingly beaten Ken Clarke for the leadership of the Tory party. Friday, September the 14th. To the House of Commons. I sat in the gallery and watched Blair make his statement, which was really a sort of Daily Mail editorial. I didn't think there was